Hey everyone, it's Old Head Hooper coming back at you with another video. And man, am I excited. We've got a lot to talk about. 2K just dropped some more news. Wang has been tweeting some more. So we're going to get to it all. And the big news today is about the current gen boat. Current gen, past gen, last gen, whatever you want to call it. I go current and next still. I know people are using different terminology, but they've laid it out and we're going to walk through all of the changes. But first, I want to talk about some of Wang's recent tweets, because he continues to shed light on what this game is really going to look like. Now, this first tweet that I saw, will you still lose 99 this year? And Wang said no, which to me is a big W. That was something I didn't like. Yeah, if you're an amazing player and you have a teammate who's amazing and you're playing twos, or you got three people that are amazing, you might be able to keep your 99. But it was difficult, especially, if you're someone like me who doesn't always have people to run with. So you're playing with randoms, they don't pass, whatever it is. I feel like once you get to 99, it's such a grind in and of itself, you should keep it. So I'm happy about that. He talked a little bit about Takeover being tuned differently this year, but basically the core being the same. Ratings drop if you go cold. Ratings rise when you get warm, and you get an extra boost when in take. Okay, all good. Takeover perks are returning. The biggest change is the new team take design, which is something we've already talked about, but it's everybody on the team having to contribute in order to, fill their buckets or their bars or whatever it is to be able to get team takeover. You just can't have one amazing play shot or one center who blocks a bunch of shots and the next thing you know, you have team takeover. It's not going to work like that this year. Mike also talked a little bit about the difficulty. He said Park, Pro-Am, some of that stuff is Hall of Fame. They're calling Rec walk-on, but I think it's misleading. He actually said it's closer to Superstar. So we'll have to kind of see, how that plays out. Mike continues to talk about shooting. And for me, this is one of the biggest things. It probably is for you too. He answered a question about numbered animation releases. He said they're gone. Jump shots have been completely revamped. All shots are named after players. So there is no 3. There's no 98. There's no set shot 25. There's none of that. If we go back to our chart, and I don't know if this is completely up to date, but it was put out there at one time. You've got your rating requirements, which is the higher of the midpoint or the 3-point. And then you have these 4 kind of attributes: release height, release speed, timing impact, and defensive immunity. The one that a lot of people are talking about, at least for bigs, is Al Horford. Al Horford, based on this chart, has a release speed of an A+. He has the highest release speed of them all. But his release height is a D+, and he only gets B+ on timing impact and defensive immunity. To me, it's really going to come down to, is release speed the end all be all, as it has been in the past, or does this timing impact, defensive immunity, release height really play, important factors? And we're just going to have to wait and see. He's had a few tweets here recently talking more about shooting. Hatem asked, what about making center build that has 75 3-ball? Can it be effective, or we're going play shots and paint beasts all over again? And to me, Mike's answer is very telling. Stretch bigs can be effective. 75 3-point might be a little low for most people, but if you're really good with shot timing and take wide open J's, you can be a threat. Okay. Like with a lot of his tweets, he's a little cryptic. But then he put out this one. He said, a lot of people ask what 3-point rating is needed to be consistent in 2K23. It depends on what you consider consistent, your shot selection and stick skills. But if you plan to shoot a lot of threes, I personally would try to go mid to high 80s at a minimum. Okay, if you're a play shot, that's not a big deal. You are probably already planning to do that. But this does factor into a lot of other builds. You know, if you're a big, can you get to mid to high 80s? Because, you know, that was a little tougher in some of the years past. Are you going to have to sacrifice defense, you know, if you're a two-way wing, to be able to get an 85 or a high 80s three? And I would say, yeah, you might. Now, if you're a corner sitter, does it come down a little bit? Probably. But to me, this is huge. This is such a big part of the game that has to be figured out. We've already seen Mike say numerous times that the shooting this year in 23 is going to be tougher than 22. Now, is it going to be that thing where people complain early on and they change it? It could be. We don't know. But you can't rely on that. And then the last tweet I saw that I thought was interesting was Mike said the current gen builder was built off of 2K22's next gen builder. So, you know, I think that's probably going to be a W to most people who play current gen. It had pie charts for quite a long time, and now they're going to get something different. I play a little bit of both. I play next gen, current gen, so I'm happy. And I think a lot of content creators will be happy because it may be that the builds that people are working on are very similar. If the builders are similar, you know, there may not be the need for as many current gen versus next gen builds. So we got all that out of the way. Let's get into the current gen news about the boat. Unrivaled competition awaits on the GOAT boat. So last year it was Concha Del Mar. Now they're calling it the GOAT boat. So Platinum Deck has 6 3v3 courts, 4 elevators. Okay, I like that. 2 showers, and you'll see this repeated out on the decks. There's showers which serve to refresh the servers. This is also where the Gatorade training facility is located. The 2s portion of the Platinum Deck has 6 2v2 courts, 3 elevators, 2 showers, and then the Moat has 2 5v5 courts, 1 more than last year. Another 2 elevators, 2 more showers, and this is also where you would go for excursions, you know, events where they take you off the boat. Now we get to the Silver Deck, they're calling the Promenade. This is where the Jordan Challenge is going to be. It's also where the Rec's going to be, and cages, as well as the NBA store, Swags, you know, all the stores, my team, and the Galleon one-on-one. All right, cool. You also have what they're calling the Bridge, 3v3, couple of elevators, daily prizes, daily pick'em. And then when you get to the Gold Court, that's where my court is, ante up. You know, the one thing that I'm not seeing here is stage. And so that may be a big letdown because I think a lot of people were wanting that. But one of the new features that really jumped out at me is this matchmaking. So they're still going to have the Got Next spots. This is they're calling this a complement to that. It says you have the ability to pair up quicker in NBA 2K23. Together, Got Next spots and no wait gameplay will diminish wait times and keep you on the court longer. So it sounds to me, and they're saying similar to the Rec, there is going to be an option. I don't know if it's for every game, 2v2, 3v3, where you can be automatically matched up with fellow players. which cuts down on wait times. The other thing I think that cuts down on is people running, which really drives me up a wall. I hate it when people walk up, they get on their phone, they look at your record, and they're like, no, I don't want to play you. Just play the game. It's what you're here for. I get it. You don't want to take an L, but maybe you might win. Take a chance. So I think this could be very interesting, especially for people who don't always have a full squad, whether it's 2s, 3s, 5s, whatever it is. Seasons are back. We know that. And they talk about cosmetic upgrades and different things like that. To me, the cosmetic stuff, I don't care about. It's the mechanics of how things work and the gameplay and the builder. And there is a change with quests on current gen. Last year, you could see quests in like the menu. Now they're saying this year, they won't automatically be assigned. You will have to interact with NPCs. Good or bad, I don't know. There's also a bunch of different types of quests. Some are against AI, where you go toe-to-toe, one-on-one. So what do you make of what they've laid out? Let me know below in the comment section. To me, it's not a ton of stuff. Yeah, the boat looks different. There's some more chords, which is a good thing. The matchmaking to me could be a W for certain people. A lot of people are not going to use it because they've already got their crew, and that's cool. But if you're a person who doesn't, and I don't always have other people to play with, as an old head, I've said it already. I don't have a lot of friends who play 2K at all. So I play with my daughter's boyfriend and his friends and their brothers and people like that. But it could be a W if you want a game, if you want more games to be able to do kind of a quick matchmaking. Now you might take more L's because you're going to be playing with randoms and your stats might not be great, but that's the price you might have to pay to be able to get quick games. So all in all, for current gen, I didn't see anything in here that blew me away, but I also didn't see anything in here that would give me concern. I'll never stop saying it. The aesthetics are nice. The cosmetic stuff is nice. Give me a good builder. Give me good gameplay. That's all I care about. So that's it for this video. Take a minute, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. We'll be putting a lot of stuff out over the next week and then obviously into 23. This old head out.